Why 1,000 nits? I mean, we're at the point right now, because listening to all of this, I'm sitting here like, okay, so I'm a professional. I don't want to invest $20,000 in a reference display, yet the industry has set a standard where essentially one manufacturer has one model that almost barely gets there. Why is that a deliverable, and why is 1,000 nits the level for HDR?
Because you can walk down to Best Buy and get something that's a little bit shit, but it'll do around 800 nits, right? So, and because, you know, I mean, it's not going to have the awesome dynamic range, and your blacks are going to be, like, you know, not that good. But everybody walks into Best Buy and sees HDR and thinks it. And honestly, like, from post-production perspective, my job is, like, we always do the primary color grade for what the most number of audience members are going to see first, right? So that's why for theatrical we grade, we grade on a projector, and like for TV we grade on a monitor, right? And so, you know, and that's got to be your first consideration. And so your first consideration is that you're going to go, all right, most people who are going to watch this in HDR today, and luckily HDR is forwards compatible, so when one day they all have 4,000 nit pulsars, then it's fine, we can forwards compatible now. But most people are going to be sitting there watching it on something that's going to go, the specular highlight's going to go, 800 to 1,000 nits, as badly as they might do it, and it's going to be UHD. Then that's what we grade, and that is the reason.
So now then, okay, go ahead.
I was going to make a little bit of comment on today doesn't freeze and last forever.
Yeah, I was going to say that too. It's like, there's one monitor that does it this year, or maybe this month, like next month and next year, and are all different things.
It keeps the post houses in business. We love HDR.
and Moore's Law applies to our business. Like, I mean, is everybody familiar with Moore's Law?
Yeah, of course.
Moore's Law is the technology, the price depletion curve, and that's been applied as well.
So now, especially to Katie, who's done a lot of these workflows then, so I've got a reference grade monitor. It doesn't do 1,000 nits, but I can get it to do more than 100 nits. Can I put it into a mode that is driving it and kind of get a feel, like I want to just feel like, what does HDR kind of feel and look like? Will that give me that, or
no?
No.
So here, the issue is that anything that's not zone backlit doesn't work, because the panels only have 1001 contrast for an IPS panel, and so unless you've got zone backlighting that gives you the real HDR range, it's not going to give you the look, because you won't have the local contrast to actually see what you're supposed to be seeing.
I used to have a Dolby PRN, and before I was doing the HDR stuff, and those are so nice. Right. Anyway,
also $40,000.
Well, and that does have the zone backlight.
So here's the thing. I was reading on some user group that hey, you don't have to buy an HDR monitor if you have a PRM. You can just crank it.
Just turn it up to 500.
And I asked someone from Dolby, and they were like, yes, that's true. You can crank it. We don't support it because it can catch fire. But yes, you can. You're right. Yes. So I mean, yes, you
It's always
can.
good to have somebody in the crowd that can beat up.
So you can do that, but why?
Yeah.
Because you're really, I mean, and all these manufacturers are like, oh, we got HDR at 200 nits. Why?
I would say that you're commenting on it'd be useful to have HDR on set.
Yeah.
And I will say that, like, what is interesting is that if you we have OLEDs that max out at about 400 nit, and the thing is, you have high contrast there because your blacks are just like basically a function of your ambient lighting more than anything else, whatever it's reflecting off the screen. And actually, we were talking about this earlier, is that, if you're trying to do some sort of like just basic on-set QC to get an idea of, am I going in the right direction? I don't think you're going to make your final decisions on that, but that's better than viewing it on an SDR monitor.
Oh yeah. Well, and I guess the asterisk with my statement too was just that that's based on, you know, LCD technology.
Yeah.
Okay, so LCD technology needs zone backlighting. Most reference monitors don't do it because with SDR, you just want a nice even backlight.
And it gets tricky though in production, because then the other thing that comes into play is your overall viewing conditions, right? Because I mean, the way that HDR looks with the lights on versus the lights off is very different. And I think that's part of the challenge too, because in production environments, I mean, you can carry around the blackout tent and stuff like that, but it's difficult, and there's going to be applications where you're not going to get that. I mean, the AC is not going to have a blackout tent.
Right.
So, you